You're looking at 60 satellites hurtling into the sky. And over the next few decades, Elon Musk is hoping to send 42,000 of these satellites to space, 15 times the number of operational satellites in orbit today.
Hi everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David. I've been searching the interzones for more science, space and tech news to share with you. Came across this over at Business Insider Africa. Looks like they've changed their minds. Elon Musk's Starlink in talks to launch in South Africa. This should be entertaining. Elon Musk's Starlink is in discussions with the South African government to bring its satellite internet service to the country. Yes. Interesting. Starlink is already operational in neighbouring countries like Zambia, Eswatini, Malawi and Zimbabwe. Ramaphosa mentioned that Starlink approached the government about introducing its satellite internet service. Yeah, I think probably because their infrastructure is basically non-existent. Dear oh dear. Elon Musk's Starlink is in discussions, allegedly, of course. Elon Musk's Starlink is in discussions with the South African government to bring its satellite internet service to the country, President Cyril Ramaphosa revealed. The talks between Musk and Ramaphosa are centered on potential investments in Africa's largest and most developed economy, Bloomberg reported. Now, as usual, I'll leave the link to the main article below the video, so you can pop in, check out the embedded links, go for a bit of a deeper dive if you want. Makes for an interesting read. I like this list of African countries where Starlink is operational in 2024. That's a bit of an eye-opener. Elon Musk, the world's richest person, was born in South Africa. However, his next-gen satellite internet provider isn't in his country of birth. Starlink is already operational in several neighbouring countries, including Zambia, Eswatini, Malawi and Zimbabwe, the largest African nation to gain access to Starlink's high-speed internet service. Ramaphosa says, I have had discussions with him and have said, Elon, you've become so successful, you're investing in a variety of countries. I want you to come home and invest here, Ramaphosa told reporters in Pretoria. He and I are going to have a further discussion. President I can't even speak. Dear oh dear. President Cyril Ramaphosa mentioned that Starlink approached the South African government about introducing its satellite internet service in the country. Now, while Starlink has yet to comment on the development, Elon Musk, in response to a post on X, indicated that Starlink is waiting for regulatory approval to proceed in South Africa. In South Africa, companies are mandated to have a certain degree of black ownership to address historical inequalities from the apartheid era. However, alternative arrangements can be negotiated with the government. Yes. Of course, it's always flexible, isn't it? Elon, you're from South Africa, but he's white. We will overlook that for, in his case. Fascinating, isn't it? We've got a little video here, which straight, I think, from the man himself, Mr. Elon Musk. He'll give us a little bit of background on Starlink and how it operates. And then we'll finish off the conversation when we come out the other side.
So we've launched and now have active over 1,500 satellites. Let's see, there are a few interesting stats. The combined power of all the satellites is over 5 megawatts. So there's over 5 megawatts of solar from all the satellites combined. They're capable of outputting about 30 terabits per second of data, and starting in actually next month, almost next month, I should say. Starting in August, we should have global connectivity for everywhere except the poles. I know, as I said, it's really meant for sparsely populated regions. So our spot size, talking in terms of cellular, is quite big. So we're well suited to low to medium density areas, but not to high density areas. In the high density areas, we will be able to serve a limited number of customers. But it is operational. We recently passed the strategically notable number of 69,420 active users. And we're, I think, on our way to having a few 100,000 users, possibly over 500,000 users within 12 months. So I think it's growing rapidly, and we're continuing to innovate the user terminal and the satellite and the ground stations and sort of gateways and points of presence. I think we're operational now in about 12 countries, and more being added every month, 6,000 kilometers. So latency for a Starlink system is similar to latency for ground-based fiber and 5G. So so it's basically total investment probably is like at least $5, maybe $10 billion, and then over time it's going to be some multiple of that. I don't know, it could be 20 or 30 billion over time. There's a lot, basically.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. And to recoup that investment, obviously you need customers and subscribers, Elon.
You can think of Starlink as filling in the gaps between 5G and fiber, and really getting to the parts of the world that are the hardest to reach, the most difficult to reach, 3%, possibly 5%. And I think it really quite nicely complements fiber and 5G.
Well, that was interesting hearing from Elon Musk on his Starlink satellite. Wasn't it Starlink satellite service, isn't it, for the interzones? Yes, it's very interesting actually. It's a number of our one of our particular main telecommunications companies here in Australia, Optus, is working with Starlink now to provide satellite internet services for the Australian outback, which to me is long overdue. Like, getting physical infrastructure out there is a nightmare. At least, I mean, there's been Telstra is the other company, and they've had, I think it's Sky Muster, but apparently it's it might as well be dial-up from what I understand. It's quite expensive, but it looks like Starlink is the way to go. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that, works in Australia's outback. You can imagine it's sort of in the middle of nowhere, and hopefully it'll provide high-speed internet services. It's might take over from the 21st century version, especially if the kids use it, for the School of the Air, which was very, very popular in outback Australia. Well, they used to use radios to communicate and get their schoolwork and their school lessons. So it'll be interesting if we can get an update to the 21st century and have Starlink in the middle of Australia. It'll be very interesting indeed. But it'll be good that South Africa gets it, because they definitely need it. And I think it's going to help them, especially if their infrastructure isn't, shall we say, up to scratch. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. And if you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video, because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care. And as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say,
go fuck yourself. But go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.